What is up, you beautiful people? And The Mandalorian has just premiered today. I just couldn't help but make a video about it because I'm extremely excited, and of course, I know a lot of you are too, especially at that ending. I mean, talk to me down in the comments. Anybody who wants to discuss The Mandalorian with me, you can on my socials and on the comments down below. But let's talk today about something interesting that everybody has had on their mind since the announcement of The Mandalorian, and that's if possibly there will be a cameo by Boba Fett. Now, for those people who didn't read everything about Star Wars, meaning comic books and novels past Return of the Jedi, in Legends it is definitely confirmed that Boba Fett survived the Sarlacc pit. In fact, I just made a video about it last week. But what about canon? Because, well, with the complete annihilation of Legends material, so far it has not been confirmed that Boba Fett survived the Sarlacc pit and beyond Episode 6. Well, let's dive into some speculation, some juicy speculation, and you guys know I love that. First and foremost, I want to talk about what Jon Favreau, the showrunner for the series, said about Boba Fett. Jon Favreau has emphasized that these two men, meaning Boba Fett and The Mandalorian, are very different as it pertains to their time period. In its initial release describing the show, the studio distanced this new character of The Mandalorian from Boba Fett and his father, Jango, saying that after the stories of Jango Fett and Boba Fett, another warrior emerges in the Star Wars universe, meaning that those stories have been told already and now it's time for the new generation, the generation of The Mandalorian. Well, that's nice to hear. Of course, we want fresh and new material, but just like myself, there's a lot of fans out there that think that Boba Fett's survival is not only in Legends, but it might be in canon as well, just not revealed as of yet. Maybe it will be revealed by a cameo in The Mandalorian, where we will get an episode of The Mandalorian and Boba going head-to-head and possibly get the backstory of how Boba Fett specifically survived that ordeal with the Sarlacc pit. Again, as I said, Boba Fett was revealed to have survived way before Lucasfilm even dreamed of creating a new unified canon for Star Wars. In 1991, the comic book series Dark Empire, which I made a series of last week, made it clear that Boba Fett did not die on Tatooine at all, as we can see by these comic strips, and was still a formidable bounty hunter 6 years after the Battle of Endor. In that timeline, Boba Fett was hunting Han and Leia for the murder of Jabba the Hutt. Subsequent to that, the rest of the expanded universe novels and comics continued to operate under the assumption that Boba Fett was alive. Obviously, Dark Empire and all the other 90s expanded universe stuff have been swept away in terms of, the new canon, but that doesn't mean that some version of Boba Fett's escape from the Sarlacc pit couldn't still happen, and we might get that explanation in one of the episodes of The Mandalorian, same as with the animated show Star Wars Rebels. In the beginning, that show season 1, not a lot of major characters were introduced, but by season 2, we got Tarkin, we got Darth Vader, and by the end, we got even Palpatine. So now knowing that Dave Filoni is involved with this as well, we can kind of guess that that type of formula might be implemented in this show as well, in The Mandalorian. One of the last canon stories to feature Boba Fett is called Added Muscle, which appears in the new anthology Star Wars book, A Certain Point of View. Now, what's interesting is that in the audiobook version, Boba Fett is voiced by none other than Jon Hamm, which could indicate that Disney is setting up Jon Hamm to voice Boba Fett in this speculated cameo, perhaps. The question is, do the fans agree that Jon Hamm should play the voice of Boba Fett? Of course, him wearing an armor doesn't really need for a huge actor. Same as Chewbacca, there might be just a stunt actor in there, but the voice is definitely important. What do you guys think? Should Jon Hamm play Boba Fett? And how would you like for Boba Fett to cameo in The Mandalorian series? Talk to me on Twitter, talk to me on IG, talk to me in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope you enjoyed the first episode. I'm gonna try to keep up with this show for sure. So thank you guys so much for stopping by. I'll see you in the next video, and may the Force be with you until then.